Up, fellow YouTubers? So, oh boy, where do I start? Let's just do the thing. Sydney Watson uploaded a new video that says, "I'm a conservative and I've had enough." Oh boy. We need beverage for this. We got Old Number 7. We got some Red Bull and maybe a little something to give it some more carbonation. We also have this delicious stuff right here. Let me just, yeah. My buddy Alex Campbell stopped by with a fresh batch of sticks. So basically, Cobra Craft Handmade Wands is really stocked up on the wand wood right now. I appreciate that, Alex.
Oh, you're welcome, bud.
Yeah. Oh, wait, can I get a drag of that cigarette, if you don't mind?
Oh, you can have one, buddy.
Oh, you got an extra one?
Yep, just for you.
Fucking sweet. Hell yeah, man. Alright, YouTube, let's make ourselves a drink combination while we're watching this here video. Hold up, we gotta wake the spirits up. You know me, YouTube, I love Jack Daniels. Oh, yes! The sweet, savory burn of JD. Oh.
Jack fucking punched you right in the sternum, didn't he?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. I was like, yeah. I love Jack Daniels. It's my favorite whiskey of all time. It's a little miniature bottle here. Ooh-wee. This is definitely going to be enough to get the job done. Now we got our JD open. Let's,
Time for a serious chat, because I'm like your mom, but with less yelling. Sydney, welcome back to my channel. I honestly don't even know where to start, so let's just do the thing. Simply put, I'm angry. Angrier than I've been maybe ever about...
Okay, so Sydney Watson's conservative and she is pissed. What is she pissed off about? What's got this little sexy Australian Sheila all hot and bothered down under? Let's find out.
All the political noise that goes on around the world. And I'm not just angry. If I'm being totally honest, I'm starting to despise the radical left not only as an ideology, but as people.
To be fair, Sydney Watson, the radical left is just as obnoxious as the radical right. I mean... Alright, so we got some JD, we got some Red Bull, and now let's top it off with a little bit of beer. I mean, I saw the new Sydney Watson video and I got a little bit excited because I was like, hey, a new Sydney Watson video. I started watching it and then it got to a point in the video where I'm like, oh, okay, we're going to have a discussion about this and we're going to be super polite about it. Hold up. Cheers, YouTube.
Strong, subtle, smooth, yet tasty.
Strong, subtle, smooth, yet tasty. I can get down with that. Yep. Oh boy.
And it's not somewhere that I ever wanted to be, but I guess here I am and they've pushed me here. I already hated the media.
They pushed you here. Well, Sydney, I hate to say this, but you're in control of your own actions. You can choose whether or not people make you upset. You can't control what other people do or say. Unfortunately, the world's full of assholes, and if you let them get to you, they win. But...
media, and I already distrusted politicians, but now I've basically...
So she doesn't trust the media, she doesn't trust politicians. Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that, Sydney.
Did you say she was a conservative?
Yeah.
Sounds more like a liberalist.
Yeah.
Basically hit the wall on anyone forcing any left-wing political viewpoint down my throat. For all intents and...
No one's forcing anything down your throat, okay? You can choose to listen or you can choose to ignore it. This is why, for the most part, I just ignore politics, because quite literally YouTube. I'll save this for a second. Quite literally YouTube. The problem with politics anymore, nobody is focused on the political issues. It's all about pointing fingers and calling each other stupid names.
Purposes, I've had enough. When I first involved myself in politics back in early 2018, I was resentful of the left and their narratives. I found them really annoying, but I thought that we could defeat their ideas with better ideas. And if that failed, then I thought we could march ourselves down to the ballot box and have our say that way. But
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, but you've only been following the political scandal or game, as I like to call it, for 2 years, and you think you know everything about it?
Yeah, that is a fair point. I mean,
I've been studying politics since I was in elementary.
if you just got into politics about 2 years ago, then you've only graced the tip of the iceberg, Sydney.
Keywords, glorified liars.
But I don't even know how much trust I have in that process anymore.
I mean, I might have to get eye surgery because I'm legally blind, but then there's this shit right here.
Because personally, I don't believe that our politicians have our best interests at heart.
Some of them don't. I will agree with you on that. Some of them don't have our best interest.
They don't bother trying to uphold our beliefs and values. The same beliefs and values, mind you, that put them in their positions of power in the first place.
Oh yeah, kind of like when politicians are like, hey, if you vote for me, I'll make marijuana legal. So all the stoners be like, fuck yeah, man, that'd be righteous. And then it never fucking happens. Exactly.
Oh, no, okay, now here's the point I want to point out. Very famous Robin Williams movie. Look at the fingers. Look past the fingers. What do you see?
Yeah.
Nobody usually sees past the fingers because they're too busy looking at the fingers.
Yeah. Kind of like look at the politicians, look past the politicians. What do you see? I get that.
They fold at the absolute drop of a hat when they come into contact with the screaming social justice mob.
Well, maybe we wouldn't have to have a screaming social justice mob if people were a little bit nicer to each other.
Do you think that the majority of people in Mississippi...
Governor to retire Mississippi's Confederate-themed flag. Oh, here we fucking go. You do realize that it's not Southern pride. The Confederate flag was part of the rebellion, which basically means that during the Civil War, if you flew the Confederate flag, you were an anti-American.
Actually, it goes back further than that.
Does it really?
It's the Virginia Colony's flag. Back when we were still under British reign.
Okay.
Virginia was one of the first colonies to rise up against the British.
Huh. Well, you know, and who cares if they take a flag down? Like, if it was the United States flag, I'd be pissed about it, but it's just the Confederate flag. Like, it's not the end of the world, you know? People are going to act like, oh my God. So, governor to retire Mississippi's Confederate-themed flag.
Well, I guarantee there's going to be people that still fly it.
Because, in my opinion, they're ignorant, but that's just my opinion. And racist.
I actually know a lot of smart people that have the Confederate flag hanging up in their man cave, along with the American flag and other flags of other countries. And it's not because they're ignorant, they're actually really smart people. They just like having it up there. It's kind of like a collection for them.
I saw a picture of the Confederate flag that was painted with rainbow colors, and it had a pentagram and a neo-Nazi swastika on it. And the title of the picture was "A Flag to Piss Everyone Off," and I was like, ooh. Oh, God damn it.
Well, if I wanted to piss the majority of Americans off, I would just fly the Imperial flag from Star Wars. If you don't like this flag, you're a traitor and a rebel. Long live the Empire!
Good Star Wars reference, young Campbell. I'm not gonna lie, Emperor Palpatine, Darth Maul, Darth Vader are like my 3 favorite Star Wars characters. You see this man walking around in a hooded robe zapping people, it's cool as shit, dude. Like, good.
Mississippi want their flag changed? No, but we're gonna do it anyway. Do you think that the decent people in Minnesota want their police force disbanded?
Well,
No, but you're gonna.
having the police force disbanded when they're not being corrupt. When the police are not being corrupt, they're actually doing their fucking job like they're supposed to, and they're upholding the law, protecting and serving versus corrupting and being racist, then they shouldn't be disbanded. But
Well, when they
I have it anyway.
Politics and the government's wants and needs and safety over the common citizen, that's when it's gotten a little too far.
yeah, could you say that again? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Well, when they put their own interests and the government's interests protecting the safety of themselves and the government and not the common citizens,
Yeah,
that's when it goes a little too far.
Yeah, exactly. When they're doing it for the interest of the government and for the higher ups and not for the common citizen, then yeah, that is pretty fucked.
Do you think that the people in Virginia want their guns taken away? No, but you're still gonna be trampled by the politicians that.
And you know what? I disagree with it. I don't think our guns should be taken away. I think we need stricter gun control. That's smarter. We don't need to take our guns away. We just need smarter gun control. Think about it. I've done this topic on my channel before. We need smarter gun control, not stricter gun control.
You elected who said that they do the right thing by you.
I got it.
What's that?
The smart guns from Doom. Call sign Reaper activated. Only responds to one user.
Oh.
Yeah. You know what? Instead of making gun control much harder, how about we make buying bullets harder and more expensive? I mean, if a bullet costs $5,000, I mean, if you get shot, you obviously deserve that shit.
No, I disagree with that. I don't think we should make bullets more expensive. I think we should make gun control that's smarter. For example, if the AR-15 shoots a pistol cartridge, it should be treated as a pistol, even though it's a rifle, and you should have to be 21 and up to buy an AR-15, as well as a stricter background check for certain things like assault rifles.
Well, you gotta be 21 and up to buy tobacco now.
Yeah?
You gotta be 21 up to buy alcohol.
Yeah?
Why not 21 and up to buy firearms?
Yeah, you know what? Cheers to that. I will drink to that.
It makes sense if everything's going up because people's brain patterns aren't fully developed and they're not fully grown up yet and aren't thinking at the logical level they should.
Mm-hmm.
Why should they be able to go out and buy a 20 millimeter rifle? I mean, that's a little excessive.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck it. Why not? Let's just make it so you have to be 21 and up to buy guns. I agree with that 100%. And stricter background checks on all firearms. I mean, if you're not in a hurry to get it, and you don't mind waiting, who the fuck cares, dude?
Well, when the apocalypse comes, bullets and guns eventually down the road are going to become obsolete because they're going to be broken down. There's going to be no bullets. There's going to be nobody left that knows how to make the stuff. But bows and arrows will still be there.
Yeah, I hope the apocalypse never has to happen, but
I'm tired of it, and I'm exhausted by all of this, and I'm so disheartened when I think about where all of this ends.
at this point you're like, you know what? I can side with Sydney Watson on this because she's pissed off about the way our society is being run. But then it gets a little murky. Don't say I didn't warn you.
I'm so disgusted watching people tear down statues and destroy monuments because history happens to be inconvenient. I'm not remotely okay with the fact that police are being painted as a group of terrorists who walk the streets picking people off as they please. I'm not okay with changing the names
that
of
was
our...
a terrorist act.
Okay, she's apparently okay right here on 16th Street and 800. You got this big ass bell tower sitting right here on top of the courthouse, and then you have H Street 1600 and the Black Lives Matter Plaza
Northwest.
Northwest.
Our streets to represent a pseudo-terrorist organization.
Oh, here we go. Here we fucking go. Oh, I've got a couple things to say on that. Sydney Watson just referred to the Black Lives Matter movement as a pseudo-terrorist organization. First of all, Sydney Watson, if I may be so blunt, you yourself were raped, correct me if I'm wrong, twice. And the one person got away with it because of their privilege and how it upset you and pissed you off. Well, that's kind of how blacks are feeling when white cops are killing them and getting away with it because of their privilege, for one. And two, okay, when you got African Americans who are openly being violent towards cops to protest with Black Lives Matter, it makes the whole movement look bad. Case in point, assholes ruin it for everyone. And three, aren't there women out there who lie about getting raped just to piss off this establishment, just to get the man in trouble? Which makes people like you who have gone through real cases look like you're lying, you know? And I'm not trying to be a dick about it, but that's the fucking truth. So I'm sorry, but when I heard Sydney Watson say this, that triggered me a little bit. I'm like, okay, Sydney, would you be saying that if a white man had got killed and white people were protesting? No, you wouldn't, because it never fucking happened, right? If a white person got killed by a black cop, do you think there'd be a bunch of peaceful protests? Fuck no. A lot of people would say, well, that's what you white people get for the way you treated blacks all these years. Serves you right, you honky motherfuckers.
Well, when there's an incident of violence and a protest, it no longer is a protest at that point. It has become a riot.
Exactly. When you're on a peaceful protest and things turn violent, it becomes a riot. And there's way too, like I said in my previous night video, it doesn't matter if you're black, white, man, woman, female, child, whatever. There is just way too much hatred and violence in our society. People are rioting, people are pissed off. And it's like John Lennon's Imagine. Living as one, you two. In fact, I may end up singing that song towards the end of this video, because,
Well,
you know.
I would more quote Jerry Jules' Mad World, but
I mean, I'm quoting that song because why can't we all just get along? There are people out there I don't like or associate with or I don't even know. But if they're not going out of their way to be a dick to me, then I'm not going to treat them like crap. It's treat others the way you want to be treated. I don't go out of my fucking way to treat people like crap. You know, I judge people based off the actions. And you know what, Sydney, when you said that, you know why it offended me? Because I have black friends, Sydney. I do. I have a couple black friends here in town, and you sitting there calling the Black Lives Matter movement a terrorist organization like you called it. Fucking disgusting, dude. You know, would you call it a terrorist organization if a white person had been killed by a black cop and they were holding a peaceful protest for that and it got violent? Probably not. I don't know. But please, Sydney, explain to us why you think the Black Lives Matter movement is a terrorist organization. Because like I said before, if the stereotype against blacks is they're all a bunch of thugs who hate cops, and then they're protesting against the cops for Black Lives Matter, then on top of it, they get violent, start attacking the cops who aren't attacking them. It just makes the movement look bad, and it makes the black community have to deal with that stereotype even more. It's no different than, oh, you're white, you must be a racist. Not all of us are like that. And the ones that are give us all a bad name. Ooh-wee.
or letting a group of radicals build their own autonomous zone that we as taxpayers have to fund. And you know what? I'm not okay with the fact that disagreeing with any and all of this bullshit gets us labeled as bigots or racists.
Okay, you know why, Sydney? Disagreeing with it gets you labeled as racist? I hear that Sydney's argument on this is part of the Me Too movement, unfortunately. But you know why? Because, let me explain something to you, Sydney, okay? Africans were forcibly taken from Africa and loaded at gunpoint by muskets to go onto a fucking ship. Then they were chained to that ship, and then they were given barely any food, barely any fucking water, just to be brought over to America to be sold as slaves, whipped on the back with bullwhips, forced to pick cotton in the hot southern sun, treated like fucking second-class citizens. And then once we freed the slaves, you thought and hoped that it would stop right there, but nope. Racism towards blacks continued after the slaves got freed. So you would not be saying this crap if us whiteys had to face this kind of discrimination. I'm serious, Sydney. I'm not trying to be a dick. This is a friendly conversation here. But you would not be saying this crap if, you wouldn't be saying this crap if the race card was flipped and us whites were the ones being persecuted for the last 300 years.
Well, at one time we were.
At one time, yes, the whites were discriminated against, but that's
by other whites.
By other whites, yeah, but that's the difference. Is when the Irish and Scottish came to America, they came to this country to make a better life for themselves. They weren't forced to come over here like the African Americans were. And on top of that, they did face discrimination too, but not nearly as bad.
I mean, how would you like to marry a chick and the first night of your marriage, so some English lord gets his way with your wife? For the first night you're married, you don't get to do shit about it, and next thing you know, she ends up pregnant because of that one night, and you gotta raise a child that's not even yours.
Yeah, that would be some shit.
It happened.
Well, this is the problem with it, you know. When blacks are getting discriminated against, it makes people think, well, if they're getting discriminated against, let's treat the whites like shit now, because fuck them, those stupid honkies drinking their Jack Daniels and watching NASCAR.
Well, I like Jack Daniels, but I don't particularly care for NASCAR.
I know, I figured it was a joke.
Oh, I know.
Goddamn honkies.
You know, it's a real easy sport to follow when you're hammered, though.
Yeah, Bubba J. You know Jeff Dunham named his new dummy Earl, like URL, because he's an internet troll? That's fucking hilarious shit, dude. Oh my god. And it's Walter's grandson, which makes it even funnier. But beside the point.
Why can't we be glass half full instead of glass half empty?
Okay, you know how I see it? It's not half full, it's not half empty, it's half a glass. If you see it as half full, you're way too positive. If you see it as half empty, you're way too negative. But if you see it as just half a glass and you're grateful to have that half a glass, you're being optimistic. What's that?
Can I grab a drag off that cigarette, bro? Yeah. That's alright with you?
Yeah, I don't mind. You're the one that brought him over, dude. I don't care. I mean, it's your last two. I don't give a shit. I appreciate you.
I just try to be part of the solution and not the problem.
I hear that, dude. I try to be a part of the solution, too. I get that's why Sydney Watson's pissed off. Is because she's tired of all the bullshit in our society. And just like me, she wants to change things for the better. But I kind of feel like that we need to talk about some things.
Whoa, you just stepped in a huge pile of dog shit. It happens. What shit? Sometimes.
Oh, dude.
I mean, sorry, but a mentally handicapped man lived his life to the fullest through some of the hardest times in American history, not just with war or anything like that, but with, you know, the whole political race thing. And he seemed to live a pretty good life. I mean, I've never been on a shrimping boat. let alone own one. 12. I've never ran across America, even though that would be fun.
Yep.
And his best friend was black.
Yeah, buddy.
I mean, I've met some pretty cool people just because I don't see color as a race.
I don't either.
I mean, my 24th birthday, at the liquor shed with Josh, going to get a bottle of Crown Green Apple to go with the rest of the drinks we got. Two of these African American fellows were walking into the liquor shed as I was walking out, and I was running to catch up to the bus stop with Josh so I could make it on the way. They yelled out, "Run, Forrest, run!" And the only thing I could think of to say at that exact moment, because I'm running, I want to get to a place where I gotta go, you know? And they say that, and of course my smart aleck ass, "I gotta save Bubba!" Sure as shit, the same exact night they came over, it was my birthday.
Yes.
I got a carton of cigarettes and a free bottle of vodka.
Right.
Just for being an awesome, legit person.
Yeah.
I like Forrest Gump. Stupid is as stupid does.
Stupid is as stupid does. That's pretty much true for our society.
We totally gotta go there. If we ever get to go to Colorado. We have to go to Bubba Gump's. We have to. I've been wanting to go for years. I went there one time with my dad. Oh. I'm not sure how much the crab pots are now, but it's like 5 pounds of seafood. In a fucking kettle, brought right out to your table.
Dude, I tell you what, one of these days, man, we'll have to go down to Colorado, get a bunch of pot, and just spend the whole day smoking, and then we'll go to Bojangles and get a big ass pot of seafood and just go to town.
Like I said, we gotta do a road trip, bro.
Yeah.
Road trip.
I mean, shit, if I had $3,000, I'd buy the Studebaker off my grandparents. It's a 51 Studebaker Champion.
If I had $3,000,
But-
I'd be getting the 53 Chevy I've been talking to the dude that owns it about. And the tool trailer with the...
Oh, is that the truck down in North Casper?
Yeah.
Oh, that truck
It's
is
a
sexy.
53. I want that truck so bad. You know why? That classic bubble fender body
Oh,
style.
bubble fenders on a pickup, yeah.
Oh, not to
buddy.
mention, you know, if the battery ever dies, we can just push it to the top of a fucking hill and ride that motherfucker down. It'll start. Trust me, we're good.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to restore a classic truck or car or bike just because I grew up doing it with my uncle. And, you know, my uncle, he grew up in California, and that's like classic car central right there.
Yeah, buddy. All right, back to the Sydney Watson.
Or xenophobes or whatever. I don't know a better way to put it than to just say that I'm done. I am done with the left. I am done with all of this. How people, particularly those on the right wing, can sit back and watch this happen and not be done is a complete mystery to me.
You know, it's not a mystery because the reason why people watch all the crap that goes on, just sit back and let it happen, is because they're waiting. They're waiting for their time to fight peacefully and to protest and to, you know, make a difference.
But is any fight ever truly peaceful?
Is any fight ever truly peaceful? You know, that's something to think about.
Philosophy is a team sport. Share with your friends.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a quote from one of the most notorious philosophers who's been in prison in 13 different countries 23 times for hallucinogenic drugs.
Of all things.
Of all things.
Of all fucking things, dude.
Mr. Einstein, why were you doing drugs? Your Honor, I wasn't doing drugs. I was just burning plants and breathing.
Yeah.
Because being patient and taking the passive high road hasn't worked for us so far.
No, it hasn't. But guess what, Sydney? And I hate to be like this, but it's the fucking truth. 2 wrongs don't make a right. So if someone else is being a dick, if you're a bigger dick back to them, it's just going to make problems worse.
2 rights do not make a left.
Yep. Yep. And you can tell Sydney Watson's genuinely pissed off about the shit that's been going on in our society. And I can't say I blame her. But a lot of people get triggered by the Black Lives Matter movement. And when they're saying that because they're saying Black Lives Matter too. They're not saying that to be racist towards whites. They're not saying it because of X, Y, and Z, you know? And that's the thing of it. You have to ask yourself, what would happen if a black cop shot a white person because of all the oppression blacks have had to face for centuries, even, or whatever, you know?
Well, if we're gonna go off of this whole stereotype thing, I had something happen to me yesterday.
What's that?
I got a citation from animal control
What?
because my dog was at large in the driveway out of the yard.
So because your dog was sitting in the driveway waiting patiently to be let back inside, they're like, that's a citation?
No, he lets himself in and out, but he doesn't go beyond the driveway. Okay, well, for one, if you're not known around that area, that dog is going to come check you out because he's defending his pack.
Yep.
For one. Two, if you were a foreign person, you probably shouldn't be sitting in my driveway.
Yeah, for real.
Three, I do not support an agency that is out policing animal control that was nearly shut down for animal cruelty.
Yeah, that's an issue separately, but okay.
Yeah, but it coincides with a lot of the shit that's going on. I mean, seriously, no dog is a bad dog. How they're raised and how they're trained is bad.
Which brings me to my next point. Children are not born being racist. It's a combination of two things. One, do they grow up with racist parents? And two, the negative experiences they have with other minorities.
If
No, seriously, kids don't see racism. If they're playing in the sandbox together, they don't see color. All they see is, oh, hey, here's a kid my own age, and they got this cool little tractor. I want to see what it's all about.
If my grandfather was still alive, he heard anyone make a racist comment, they'd be picking themselves up off the ground. He hates the whole racist scene. And he's been passed since 2009. Okay? It's been over 10 years. And I guarantee you, he still hates racism.
Fuck, we're not even halfway through the video.
His best friend was black. Saved him in not even World War II. In fact, it was Korea. Saved my grandfather. My grandfather grew up with racist parents. He was born in 1923. Every white person was racist.
Well, I'm sorry, but I had black friends growing up, and I have black friends now. Shout out to my buddy Fred. Cheers.
That's when everything changed for my grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
That's when he realized that they're not a different being. They're the same as you and I.
Right?
We all bleed red.
Exactly. I've been saying that for a minute on my channel. We all bleed the same color of blood. Shouldn't that not be enough to unite us?
You would think.
You would think, but...
I mean, I've got uncles and shit that are Native
This
Americans.
drink combination, though. Oh. I'm starting to feel a little bit obnoxious, and I love it.
Yeah, we'll save that till after this video, because nobody likes a obnoxious YouTuber after a topic like this, buddy?
I got this, dude. Like, this is helping me... This is helping me make the video.
He says, I got this, bro. I got this, don't worry.
Yeah, for real. Like, Jack Daniels makes me an honest son of a bitch. I drink Jack Daniels, I turn into that one asshole that just tells it like it is.
That's something I hear a lot. That's one thing I love about you, Alex. No matter what the fuck, you're blunt and honest and to the point. And I'm like, well, There's no point in sugarcoating this shit because I'm not kissing anybody's fucking ass. So.
Exactly. That's why a lot of people like my videos. They're like, Josh, you're not afraid to tell it like it is, and that's why I respect you. And I'm like, hell yeah, dude.
I mean, if I'm doing something wrong, I would expect somebody to step up and say, hey, you're being a fucking ass. Alright, I'm an ass. I apologize.
This is why I say hashtag Black Lives Matter, hashtag Some Lives Matter. You can't say all lives because that's insensitive.
Oh, I just read something on the news. Did you know they're trying to pass a law where anyone convicted of a child molestation crime will get life?
Yes! About fucking time, dude! Ooh!
I'll
Fucking hate
support that
Chimos.
shit. Because I'm not afraid to admit it. I was molested. I'm not. You know, most people.
So was my stepmom at the age of 5. Believe me, dude.
Most people, when
I
they're
fucking
molested,
hate Chimos.
don't even understand what's going on.
Ooh.
And to me, that's one of the biggest evils ever. Is taking the innocence of a child.
For fucking real, dude. Cheers. I'll drink to that.
I mean, I hear people saying that joke all the time. Shh, be very, very, very quiet. We hunting pedos. And I'm just sitting there going, motherfucker, if only I could get the license.
Right? I've done that joke on my YouTube when I was doing shooting videos with Darth Lenny. I'd have my double barrel shotgun. I'm like, shh, be very, very quiet. We're hunting for pedos. Ah.
Oh, Darth Lenny.
Darth Lenny is a good dude.
My favorite cousin. The good cousin. The one that's got a head on his shoulders and is accomplishing things.
And you know, I love the steak video that I cooked, and I appreciate Darth Lenny helping me film it. That's why I split it with him. And I might have appeared grumpy or pissed off in that video. That's because I had other shit on my mind.
Speaking of cooking videos, let me know when you want to do that egg drop soup video, and I'll get the stuff and bring it over and teach you how to do it.
Oh, yeah.
I like it. I mean, I'm not normally a soup person or a light soup person, but it's pretty tasty. I like it. I don't know how the fuck Darth Flinny can wear that fucking vest he's got, though. That shit's heavy.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
So why on earth would it work going forward? It is patently delusional. And more than that, it is weak and it is gutless.
You know what's weak and gutless is letting someone else's opinions personally piss you off so much that you just give up. You know, you let the political movements get to you to the point. Alright, if you want to fight for justice, you want to fight for good causes, then keep fighting no matter how hard they try. Case in point, look at my trolls. Look at them. My trolls are the saddest losers on the fucking planet. They have stopped at nothing to fucking ruin my life. And I'm still sitting here in my badass studio apartment making videos. So it's no different with the political system. You let the fucking assholes get to you, then they're gonna get to you. You know? And I refuse to let my trolls get to me. Fuck them.
You shall not pass.
Yeah. Right now I'm doing pretty good for myself, you know? I got my wand business established. Excuse me.
By the way, if you ever need more staff, wand wood, whatever, let me know. I mean, I know this eye surgery is going to come up real quick, and you're not going to have as much mobility.
Oh, believe me, we got plenty of wand wood for Coca.
I know, but when you get down to business, bro, you get down to business.
That I do. That I do.
I hope I got you stocked up for a while.
You do, and I appreciate that.
I don't have
Thank
my
you.
own at-home supply done yet for...
You get some local orders, or I fill up orders for Etsy. We'll make it happen.
No,
man.
we got local orders. I mean, we got another one that isn't even done yet or even started, so we're doing good. I'm just not sure how to do the paint job. I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do pink camo.
You don't know how to do pink camo?
No, I don't.
Well, there's a way to do camo paint, but you gotta like make it. I don't know. There's like a lot of stuff you gotta do to put. That's off topic.
I mean, putting camo on.
We'll talk about that later.
Bows or rifles is completely different. I mean,
yeah.
I grew up doing that just because it was something we fucking did out on the ranch to make our rifles look cool, you know?
Pretty much, dude.
I mean, I grew up with 22s
And anyone
and all
who
kinds
tries
of
to
shit,
pacify the left or ignore what they're doing should be ashamed. Anyone who tries to pacify the lion, hoping that it won't eat them, should be ashamed. It's not normal that a huge portion of the population is scared to express innocuous opinions because they don't want to be berated or attacked or...
That's the problem with it, Sydney. Everyone has opinions. You have an opinion, you get attacked for having it. That person has an opinion, they get attacked for having an opinion. Okay, 2019 was the year everyone got offended, and 2020 was the year everyone has an opinion. It's the fucking truth.
doxxed or fired. That is...
Well, you know me, bro. I'm strictly talking to you in this video here because I obviously don't follow Sydney Watson. I don't watch her videos unless I'm over here, but you know me. We've been friends for a long time. You know my outlook on opinions.
Yeah.
They're like assholes.
Everyone's got one.
Shit. They all stink and they all got one.
Yeah, buddy.
I mean, my asshole especially stinks. I'll tell you that personally. I hate going to the bathroom because I hate smelling my own brand.
Yep.
And that's the fucking blatant, blunt truth.
It is. Sydney Watson's pissed off because if you have an opinion that's controversial, you get attacked. Well, there's a reason why it's controversial. Like, if you support the wrong side of the argument, and, oh, dude, this is, fuck, dude, this makes my head hurt because there's so many angles to this argument.
Yep.
Like, for example, let's say you have one side that supports the KKK and one side that supports Black Lives Matter. And, you know, and then you got the Black Lives Matter protester attacking the KKK asshole and vice versa. I mean, personally speaking, if you support the KKK, you're a racist son of a bitch.
My mom grew up in upstate New York with the initials of KKK. Still to this day, I guarantee you, she hates her maiden initials. Hates it. With a passion. Because she got made fun of every day in school. Not just by black kids, but white kids, Hispanic kids, Asian kids, everybody. Because that was her initials.
That's because kids are assholes. Oh, did I say that out loud?
Well, I can't disagree with you. I mean, I've ran into some asshole kids of late. And instead of getting on to them, be like, hey, you know, you shouldn't act like that. You know, I was just like, you know what? They're kids. These are actions of a child, and I shall treat them as such.
Pretty much. Like, the only reason kids act like that is because the adults around them act like that.
Well, I try to lead by example.
Yeah, I try to lead. I get that 100%. Alright, back to the video.
I'll drink to that, buddy.
Absolutely batshit insane. It's not normal, it's not acceptable, and the fact that we let this go on is pathetic. Recently, I moved from DC to Texas.
You know what's pathetic, Sydney? The fact that no one's allowed to have an opinion. Everyone gets judged for the way they dress. Everyone gets judged for the way they look. Everyone gets judged for having an opinion. That's what's pathetic. And I kind of agree with you on that. Like, that's...
And do you want to know what? I am so glad that I did. DC is like every other blue city or state under the sun. It's a complete mess.
That would explain why Sydney Watson's been off of YouTube for the last 2.5, 3 weeks. She moved from DC to Texas.
It taxes you into oblivion. It tramples your rights. It has a huge homelessness problem. It has a huge crime problem. It has no-go zones. It is nowhere to raise a child, and if you have any sense of self-respect or integrity, it's not even a good place to work. It is pure swamp. And much like its blue sister areas across the country, it's somewhere you can't publicly express right-wing or even moderate views because, surprise, surprise, you'll be crucified.
Oh. And that right there, and that's what I was talking about on previous videos. Like, if you wear Trump's Make America Great Again hats, people can openly kick your ass and beat your face in, but like the second you do it, you do it to them. You know, and this is my next point. Going back to the Black Lives Matter protest, if you have an African American individually who's attacking non-violent cops because they're sick and tired of all the shit, they want to get that aggression out. Believe me, aggression is a natural human emotion. Everyone has it. But here's the thing of it. Like I said, if you're an African American and you attack a cop just because you're pissed off at the way cops have treated blacks in general, even though that cop has done nothing to you personally, and you feel like, oh, well, you know, that's the kind of crap that's going to give your community a bad name. And on top of that, could you imagine if, you know, if Trump supporters started beating the shit out of Democratic supporters? Like, what if someone had a Bernie Sanders hat and some radical Trump supporter went up to them and started kicking their ass and saying, fuck you! He's a greedy Jew and a crotchety old man. You're not allowed to have an opinion, you know? I support Bernie 100%, but I'm just saying, like, bro, imagine how it'd feel. Okay, and I guarantee you, as soon as the Trump supporters fucking react a certain way, like if they get fucking extreme in their views and beat the shit out of everybody else for having their opinion, by golly, they're labeled a radical Trump supporter, but everybody else can attack Trump supporters for wearing a fucking hat. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking stupid. This whole fucking country's gone to shit. There's the racism, the fucking sexism, and we're not allowed to have an opinion without being attacked. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, I got something to tell you, bro.
What's that?
The other night when you gave me that can of Outlaw dip and the Maverick Tactical soap, I was on my way home. And I saw a young man, about 18, 19, down on his luck. I pulled that bar of soap out and I said, hey, bro, find yourself a place to shower. Shower up with this. Go out and get job apps. And as soon as you do, fill it out right there and there and demand to see the manager.
Hell yeah.
Hit me up and said he got a job.
That's what's up, dude.
Yep.
Well, fuck, I didn't know you gave away your bar of tactical soap.
Oftentimes I share what I can. It doesn't matter if I know the person or not.
I feel
I'm
that,
a nice
dude.
person, and I'll give you the shirt off my back. Because
How you doing on tactical soap otherwise?
I'm out.
Well, hold on. Hold the fucking phone.
Oh, no, bro. I can't do that. I can't.
No, I don't
I mean,
care.
you gave the last one to me, and I gave it away because I'm a nice person.
Don't give this one away. This is Maverick number 2.
Oh. Ooh. Yeah, that ain't going nowhere except for my shower.
Yeah, buddy.
I mean, I'm a nice guy. And
Good
sometimes
karma's paying you back.
sometimes I'm too
Don't
generous.
even stress it.
My dad, my own father tells me sometimes I'm too nice and too generous.
Yeah. I get that feeling.
I mean, I've had a lot of good things come to me because I'm an honest person, and you know, my hoodie I wear almost every time I come over here. No matter how fucking hot it is. A nice, genuine person saw the goodness in me and saw me struggling and helped me out.
Yep. That's what the world needs, YouTube. We need more people to care and just be like, hey man, I see you're down on your luck. Here's a couple bucks, here's a pack of smokes. You know, get your shit together. That's what the world needs. Oh yeah, plug that,
Maverick 2 Tactical Soap, which, by the way, buddy, I hate to say it, we gotta go watch that movie.
What movie?
Maverick.
Top Gun?
The new Top Gun movie.
I'm down to watch it.
They finally let him back. After the first movie, I was so surprised. I've been hearing for a long time that there was a Top Gun 2 in the works, but they weren't sure what they gotta call it. They were having a lot of complications, but, you know, Top Gun with everything going on right now, they were like, you know what, fuck it. Let's do it.
Right.
And, I'm actually surprised because, the kid from Player 1 is in it. Goose's son, remember that little boy?
Yeah.
He's in it. And I'm just sitting there going, damn, Tom Cruise. Aren't you getting a little old to be handling the G-forces? I mean, from the looks of the trailers, you're actually flying the fucking jet, which I envy you because I can only do that on video games. So if you can do that, dude, you know that dude's physically fit. If he can handle up to 12 G-forces. Mind you, an F-18 pushes out 25 tons of force at full throttle. That's enough to crush you. If you can handle that, you're a beast.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is not normal. I know it's hard for those of you who haven't lived in a liberal city to understand what I'm saying here. And I know that some of you will think that I'm being completely loopy and hyperbolic. But if I hadn't seen all of this firsthand for myself, I would probably agree with you. But that passiveness is part of the problem. Thinking that you yourself are safe, that it doesn't affect you because you're encapsulated.
Exactly, Sydney. This is where I will agree with you for once. Like, you think you're not safe just because the situation only affects a certain race or a certain gender. That's where you're wrong, YouTube. Okay, the negative stereotype that all men want is sex. You may think to yourself that only affects men, but quite contrary to the belief, okay, that double standard also affects women. It puts way too much pressure on women to give out pussy, and, you know, and then on top of it, women are expected to be their prettiest, but that's for a different video.
Well, bro, I mean, I hate to say it, but anyone that truly ever thinks they feel safe is an idiot. You are never safe. Our planet, according to all laws of Gothic thinking, is a death world. Everything out there is designed to kill you because you live there.
Yeah, but at the same time, you know, you don't want to be that one person that's just afraid to live life because...
I'm not afraid to live life.
Exactly.
I'm just always prepared for it.
That's the best way to be. Ooh, fuck, dude, this drink coming. Ooh.
Dude, I ran out of Red Bull, so I can't even, you know, do this part right here until after I finish this off because, ooh.
Yeah.
Jack Daniels, we're good friends, but you're kind of being kind of harsh today, man. Is it just because of the video or what's going on? But, ooh.
Jack Daniels is harsh shit, dude.
Which I would really love to buy a Jack Daniels barrel, like a wooden barrel. I really would. Because that motherfucker would sit in my house and hold all of my staff in Wanwood.
I love Jack Daniels. It's my favorite.
Totally. I would have it there. I mean, Jack Daniels would get advertisement and would, you know, I'd just honestly be like, you know what, this is my Jack Daniels barrel. It holds all my staff in Wanwood for my company or for the company. I mean, I know we're partners and stuff now, but
Yeah.
I still consider it your company. I'm just a partner. I'm an artist. I'm an employee.
You're actually my wand apprentice, and I'm helping Alex learn a couple things of the trade. You know.
By a fading red state that you can't even see is fading until you feel unsafe in your own city because your leaders refuse to combat rioting, violence, looting.
Speaking of which, bro, I talked to you about this earlier. I am out of business cards. Once again.
Yeah, I got you, dude.
Totally, bro. I've had 2 people ask me about my staff today. And where I got it. And I straight up told them I'm an artist at Cobra Craft.
There you go. There's a couple more to hand out.
Thank you, bro.
Appreciate it. Here's the thing of it. You know, like, okay, Sydney, you're not a politician. I hate to say this, but could you imagine being a politician? You're in charge of writing laws and making things better, and all this negativity comes at your front desk. You're just sitting there like you want to help, but you start examining ways to make it better. And no matter what you do, the other side is always going to be pissed off. So sometimes being a politician's not as easy as you might think.
I mean, I wonder how many people have heard this expression. History is written by the victor. History is also written in blood.
Yep.
That's how conflict really is.
Yep.
None of this will seem like a big issue. And don't misunderstand, I can definitely see why some people see it like that. Since I've moved to Texas, I've had conversations with many a local who's told me that they don't think that what's going on in America right now is an immediate threat to their way of life. If anything, they love telling me how there's a bunch of little towns that are super red, and apparently those are more important than the major cities that are getting bluer and bluer by the year. And I have no doubt that that's the case, but I'm sure that other states that...
Now we're color washing our political beliefs.
Even a single grain of rice can tip the scales.
Yes, even a single grain of rice can tip the scales.
were once read had the exact same idea. Because none of this is a big deal, and it's not a problem until it is. If you don't start fighting for your values now, when will you? When will...
You know what, Sydney? The comment you made about the Black Lives Matter triggered me. But that is a fair point. If you don't start fighting for your values now, when will you? That is a fair point.
Will enough be enough? You don't finally deal with termites when the house starts to fall down. You start...
That's fair. I mean, you don't deal with...
No, hold on. I worked for pest control. Most people don't start fighting the termites until the house is damn near ready to fall down because they never knew about it.
Yeah.
However, in Southeast Africa, they're protected by law. Things are different across the globe. That's just the truth.
Yes, it is. Things are incredibly different across the globe. And I will agree with you on that. A little bit.
I personally find termites fascinating. I mean, I love entomology. I love learning new things.
Yeah.
I just learned a while back that termites are related to the cockroach, not the ant. And ants are related to the wasp.
Ah.
And yet my favorite one of them all is the fucking scorpion.
Right. Ooh-wee. About time to pack me a dip.
Yeah, I feel you, bro.
Open up this can of Lucky Lipper.
I think we might need a clean spittoon there, buddy.
Well, if you want to open it and dump it out in the trash, it'd be greatly appreciated.
Okay, bro.
Now, Outlaw Dip is tobacco-free, but despite being tobacco-free, it tastes just like real tobacco product. And the only reason Outlaw Dip...
There you are, brother.
Thank you much. The only reason Outlaw Dip made his product tobacco-free is because he was getting sued by Copenhagen, by Skoal, all these major chewing tobacco companies who were like,
Which is a point I want to bring out today because I noticed that this morning. Thank you, Outlaw Dip. Because you know, when you first start dipping, your lip gets a little sore, your gums get a little sore.
yeah,
As you're putting that dip in, you develop in your little pouch.
mm-hmm.
I started feeling that this morning. And it felt good.
Yeah.
But I didn't regret it like I do with Copenhagen or Skull.
Right? So, yeah, exactly. Oh my god, fresh can.
I mean, Outlaw Dip, I've been using a bottle or a can or whatever I can to spit in after Josh gave me this. If I could have the money, I'd buy me a spittoon if I could find one I like.
Well, go to mudjug.com.
Oh, I know, I got the website and shit.
Hell yeah. Yeah, buddy. And normally when I love tobacco, dude. But for tobacco-free products, this is one I will rock all day, every day.
This is the best tobacco-free product I've ever had. I mean, I've tried Zyn and all that shit.
Yeah.
Never fucking did it for me.
You heard it first, man. For a tobacco-free product, this is the best one he's had. And the only reason he had to take the tobacco out of his dip was because Copenhagen and Skull were like, if you don't take the tobacco out of your dip, we're gonna fucking sue your ass and make you shut down your company. And so Outlaw's like, hey man, I don't want to lose my dip company here. So he fucking says, alright, I'll cooperate. But I'm like, the hypocrisy of it, dude. You got Skull over here who's like Skull Peach, Skull Cherry, Skull Citrus, Skull Grape. I think they're just jealous because Outlaw made a better tasting dip. To be honest, that's what it is.
You know, I wonder if the tribes that were forced to teach the settlers how to grow tobacco and processes it
Alright?
can sue those companies for what they're doing. I mean, they're the ones that grew it. It's a sacred herb. And now we treat it like an everyday, modern day addiction because it's that readily available.
YouTube, look at it. It looks just, it packs, dips, and spits just like real chewing tobacco. But it's tobacco free, and it's so fucking tasty, dude. I mean, I've had a couple of Copenhagen and Skull dips, but honestly, I would rather dip Outlaw Dip over any chewing tobacco's chew because it tastes that good.
Now, I myself love pouch chew. I would really love to see Outlaw Dip come out with a pouch chew.
He might. He just might.
Or even old-fashioned, the brick chew.
Mm-hmm.
Where I could bite off a small chunk
Mm-hmm. You know,
and
yeah.
chew that shit all fucking day. Because if I could find that shit, I would quit giving up. I would quit buying cigarettes or even cans of chew because that one fucking bar would last me 6 months.
Oh, stick that in your NASCAR and call it oil. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's good. We
Start trying to combat them when they start eating the foundation. Why would anyone wait for their state to look like DC, New York, LA, Baltimore before they finally decide to take action? Why would you wait until your mayor...
Okay, hold on, Sydney. Hold on. The problem with opinions, this is the biggest problem with opinions. Everyone thinks they're right. Nobody wants to reason or listen to argument. The problem with opinions is everyone thinks they're right. They just think the other side's stupid for thinking what they want to think, you know. Oh, that's good.
is letting weasel people build their own autonomous zones in your city before you finally decide that enough is enough.
This is the needle pin off of my clan crest.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that needle pin.
I save it in case you need to poke a hole or something in something.
Alright.
You know?
Oh yeah, man.
I don't need it on my staff. I just got poked with it. You know, I put it on my staff because I want it to be visible and...
Yeah, buddy. Hell yeah.
You know, it complements my Darth Vader nicely in my opinion. Which, you know...
Yeah.
My opinion is shit, to be honest.
Right.
But eventually, this staff is going to have all kinds of keychains and stuff hanging down from it. And it's going to look like, you know, a collection of keychains and memorabilia from all over the United States and all over the world. The next one, I guarantee you, is going to be
We're
local.
at a point, in my opinion, where the left have a stranglehold
be a
on
cobra.
everything. And a lot of people
You know what
seem to
it is?
forget that they control the
I
cultural
already
narrative.
found it. I
Not
already know
only
how much
here.
it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go up and get it when I get the money.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to get the Cobra from Cobra Kai from Karate Kid.
Hell yeah, man.
Yep. And
Alright.
If
video.
Cobra Craft could get a keychain, I'd totally have that one too.
Hell yeah, man.
I love
Own
keychains.
autonomous zones in your city before you finally decide that enough is enough. We're at a point, in my opinion, where the left have a stranglehold on everything. And a lot of people seem to forget that they...
Well, that's your opinion, Sydney. You have this opinion where you think the left has a stranglehold on everyone. I don't know, man. I kind of feel like it's just people trying to find the right answers and something to believe in. And that's why we have the issues we have.
Well, Sydney, you're entitled to your opinion.
Yep. You really are.
control the cultural narrative not only here in America, but around the world. They control Hollywood, TV, media, radio, pop culture, the education system. They have their creepy little tendrils in everything, and they're feeding this unfiltered diet of left-wing rhetoric to your children, who will be voting every year from here on in, and that's drastically changing the composition of politics. The media does not present a different viewpoint. It's all left-wing narrative, and they're shaping your views and ideas by giving...
You know, that's if you let them, YouTube. Sydney Watson says, "Oh my God, the left-wing media is totally trying to shape your opinions and ideas." That's only if you let them. That's only if you let them.
Giving you no other option. White privilege this, male privilege that.
Well, to be fair, Sydney Watson, white privilege and male privilege are a thing. But to be fair, everyone has privilege, everyone's a victim. That's just the best way to put it.
Academic flim-flam. That's become normal talking points. The radical left are making it really hard for normal people, including classical liberals, you guys are still normal, don't worry, to coexist, because they're waging war against everything and everyone that they don't like. People are too scared to tell their coworkers that they voted for Trump or that they will vote for Trump or that they have any conservative viewpoints. The radicals have not only shut down but obliterated any and all forms of intelligent, rational discussion and...
The problem with radicals, Sydney Watson, the problem with radicals is they exist on both sides. Radical left and radical right. The radical left and the radical right, okay? The radical side of any argument ruins it for everyone. That's just the cold truth of it.
and debate. A lot of us have sat pretty for a really long time, thinking that if we do nothing, then all of this will just blow over. But it's not blowing over. All we've done is step out of the way so that the radical left can pave the path for us. And it's...
What's up?
If we had all done nothing, this would not be an issue.
Yeah, that is a fair point. If nobody did nothing about what's been going on in the recent times, this wouldn't even be the issue about opinions. It'd be a different topic. It'd be like, why isn't anybody doing anything? Exactly.
Oh, the pandemic isn't working anymore. Start the race war.
Yeah, no shit. That's exactly how it plays out. People are like, oh, the pandemic isn't working anymore. Let's start a race war. Fucking stupid, dude.
There's always an agenda
It's not even
behind
a path that any
politics
of us-
and fucking stereotypes. Why can't we go back to being the land of the free where everyone has a fucking dream?
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, it's almost the 4th of July and we're sitting here talking about racism?
Exactly.
I mean, to me, that severely offends me. I want to celebrate our country's birth.
Right?
Not to sit here and think about this crap.
Right? For fucking real, I will drink to that.
Amen, brother.
America. Fuck yeah!
We're supposed to be united.
Right? It's the United States of America, not the divided because of political and racial and sexist issues.
United we stand, divided we fall.
Yep. Amen to that. Mm-hmm. Tell you what. Oh, that outlaw dip is good.
Oh, dude, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's good, but it's going to take me a while to get back to chewing.
Ooh-wee.
And, like, this tobacco-free stuff, yeah, I'm probably going to quit. I mean, I had to take my dip out. I had it in for about a minute, and I was just like, you know what? This is tobacco-free, but this shit's burning. And it's hurting. So, yeah, I'm going to have to wean myself back into it. You know, outlaw, I'm going to have to order a couple more cans from you there, brother.
ToughGuyChew.com.
Yeah.
You set up an account, take a picture of your state ID, they verify it, boom. Ship it to your current address. Easy as that.
Outlaw, I just had a birthday on the 19th of June. I'm 27, so I know I can buy it.
Yeah.
I've been buying it since I turned 18.
Right?
I hate to say it, but I'm one of the last generations coming up here that remembers being able to buy tobacco when you were 18.
Yeah, I remember that. I
remember being able to go into the bars underage. Now you can't do that no more either.
Yeah.
I remember going into strip clubs underage. As long as you respected the rules.
Right?
But it takes
The ways so that-
one bad apple to ruin the bunch.
That is the truth. Like I've said before in this video, one bad apple, one asshole to ruin it for everyone. That's the fucking truth, dude.
And that's
all of
sad.
this will just
It is.
blow over. But it's not blowing over. All we've done is step out of the way so that the radical left can pave the path for us. And it's not even a path.
And that's just the thing of it, Sydney. You hear the radical right blaming the radical left, and the radical left is blaming the radical right. When the truth of it is, radicalism does not belong in politics.
That any of us want to traverse, but we have no one else to blame but ourselves. And I'm sorry, but that can't go on anymore.
Okay. Alright. She made a very valid point right there.
What's that?
We have nobody to blame but ourselves.
Exactly. I agree with that, Sydney. I will drink to that. Normally I agree with Sydney Watson, but some of the comments she made in this video, I'm a little triggered, dude. Not gonna lie.
I mean, you know, she's only been in politics for 2 years, but she's learning pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if she's the first woman president.
Well, she can't be because she's an Australian immigrant.
Oh, well, see, that sucks. That sucks.
I'll be all for a female president. That'd be sick, dude. Women's lib. I'll drink to that.
Just keep the football away from her. I don't think the president should have that power to begin with.
Right?
That should be up to the general defense.
Yeah.
Actually intend to preserve our value systems. There really needs to be a shift in psyche of moderates and people on the right. People need to start actually standing up for themselves and being vocal about their viewpoints. I'm not over here suggesting that you should be using the same tactics as the left and be as destructive and gross as the left, but stand up for yourselves. Because I, for one, am really tired of being dictated to by absolute lunatics. I know the feeling, Sydney, being told what to do by radical lunatics. It doesn't matter if they're on the right or on the left.
Well, to me, from my work experience, that sounds like a typical general manager.
Wow.
You will not know how many times I've gotten in a fight with a general manager just because I saw the way he wanted something to do went against all respect for the customer and the fucking morals and standards that the company stands for.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get in trouble for it.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but business is business. The customer is always right.
Mm-hmm.
If the customer wants something a certain way, you do it that way, to the best of your ability. And if you can't complete that order, you just gotta admit it like, hey, I tried, I failed, I did not complete your order, I am sorry for that. Please find somebody that can do it, and when you do, let me know, because I'll ask them how they did it.
Pretty much.
Some of you are going to listen to this and think that I have gone totally off the deep end and that I have absolutely lost it and I'm being hyperbolic and none of this really is actually that big of a deal. But look around. Look at the news. Look what's happening across the world, not just in America, but across...
Yeah.
Cindy Watson, I mean, I've seen a couple of your videos over here hanging out with my brother Josh Saunders, you know.
Yeah.
I have never seen your hair this raggedy ever. So clearly this was an important issue for you because I can see almost each individual strand sticking up from your head. And most women aren't like that.
She's probably stressed from moving to a new state and dealing with a lot of crap, to be honest, but...
I mean, yeah, I understand that. But Sydney,
I don't think Sydney's lost it. I think she's just, like the rest of us, she's pissed off at what's going on with the world and she's misguided, so...
Well, a lot of people are pissed off.
Yeah.
You know, I can't blame them. I can't discourage them.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot and will not encourage them to be pissed off.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is, shit happens.
Yeah, pretty much.
I can't focus on the rest of the world when the only thing I can focus on is my world.
Mm-hmm.
And my world has nothing to do with the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
across the world and tell me that this isn't a problem. And I just want to be clear here as well.
Now, to be fair, Sydney, there are a lot of problems with our world. You see it reflected in the media, and it's just fucking sad.
Okay. This is where I'm going to make a very valid point. Nothing is a fucking problem unless you put the time, energy, and effort into making it a fucking problem.
Yep, that is a very fair point. I will drink to that. Cheers.
And unfortunately, there's a lot of those blind little sheep being led mindlessly to the slaughter to do this shit.
Yep. I mean, it's not a racial problem until people go out of their way to be racist.
There is no racial problem. There is no drug problem. There is no alcohol problem. There is no political problem. There is a fucking people problem.
Yeah.
Change your way of thinking. Because if you think negatively or, too positively, you have what's called stinking thinking.
Stinking thinking, yeah.
I want to give a shout out to an AA sponsor here in Casper that helped my dad learn a lot of the lessons in his life. Thank you, Dewey Skansberg. I love you, man. Hope you're doing good. If I never see you again, dude, just know that you helped me out a lot in my life. Not just my life, but my dad's. And that's because he learned from personal experience that he shouldn't be like that. A lot of the best people I know had to make radical changes in their life. Not the world, but their own individual lives. If we do not change ourselves, nothing in this world will change.
Amen to that. Oh, that burns so good.
Let he who has sinned, has not sinned, quote unquote, throw the first stone. I can never throw a stone.
Yeah.
None of this is about Donald Trump. It doesn't matter if you like him, it doesn't even matter if you agree with him. This solely comes down to a battle of who wants liberty and who wants authoritarianism, who can have a discussion and who can't, who wants a cohesive, happy society and who wants to separate us into groups based on race, sex, and random arbitrary characteristics.
Alright, bro. I want to make that a point.
What's that?
Every Warhammer 40k fan understands authoritarianism. Because the Empire is an authoritarian empire. You do what the Empire needs you to do, despite your race, ethnic background, heritage, whatever, because it's for the good of the common person.
Yeah.
Authoritarian is not so bad unless the leaders of the authoritarian government make it that way. Just like any other government. Thank you. Point proven.
I mean, yeah, Sidney Watson does make a fair point. The system wants you to be divided based off your ethnicity, what gender you are, what your political beliefs are, what your religion is.
You know why?
So they can control you when everyone's
Conflict and war makes profit.
That it does.
The center of all evil, the root of all evil, wealth, greed.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not trying to agree with any political or religious views, but that's the blatant truth. If you love money, you love money. If you love power, you love power. If you like lust, you like lust.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't enjoy your life, every minute, every second of every hour of every day, you're living a very sad life. Very sad.
They're keeping us all focused on our differences instead of what makes us the same, and that's why we have so many problems in our society.
At least from my perspective, this is about ideology and this is about freedom. In the end, speak up. Being fired from your job for having a particular political viewpoint is completely disgusting, but if Democrats get their way and they reorganize society in the way that they want to, you probably won't have a job anyway.
That's just the extremist Democrats. Not all Democrats are like that. But
I do not know how World War III will be fought.
it
But
doesn't
I
have
do know
It doesn't even have to happen. That's the thing of it.
that World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. Okay?
Yeah.
Very valid point. Sticks for the longest time in civilization's upbringing weren't even used as a weapon. They were used as a tool of recording to teach later generations that things don't have to be the way they are.
Yeah.
I mean, the ancient Somalians had the earliest form of writing.
Oh yeah.
Even if you're a Democrat who does not share these psycho-progressive viewpoints, speak up. Because if the radical Democrats get into positions of power and authority, they're going to run this country into the ground. People seem to think, for whatever reason,
Yeah, people seem to think that, oh, if you're a radical Republican, like I said, it's the radical side. Doesn't matter if you're Democratic or Republican, the radical side of any argument will run this country into the fucking ground.
Alright, bro, I've got this point where I gotta ask you to use your loo, And while I'm using your lube, I'm gonna smell this Maverick 2 tactical soap because this is the shit.
Yeah,
and I
buddy.
want to come back and converse with you and have brotherly relations and conversations with my friend.
Hell yeah, man.
Because that's how we should look at our fellow man.
Right.
Or woman. Or whatever you happen to be. Because I've recently learned some shit that's neither here nor there or in, yeah, weird shit.
Yeah.
Reason that if they acquiesce to the radical left, they'll be satisfied and they'll go away. But that's not the case. The more ground that you give them, the more that they keep pushing and pushing and pushing until their ideas become mainstream. And
So that's when Sydney Watson, if you want to fight for the better cause, you keep pushing and pushing until the right side of the argument is won. Okay? You can't let the other side fucking push you until you give up. Fuck, I'm a hypocrite for saying that. But anyways,
until their ideas become the societal norm. And once that happens, once psychotic, progressive legislation becomes law, America will cease to be what it is today. That is not hyperbolic. We have seen this happen the world over for literally centuries. In my opinion, if you don't start fighting for what matters to you, then I'm not even sure that you deserve to live in a free society. Many of you who've been part of this community for the last 2 years will know that I try really hard to find a rational, reasonable perspective on most issues that I discuss. And when it comes to this specific one, I am so tired. And I'm so concerned about not just America, but the way that Australia is heading. God, Australia breaks my heart. And the thing that I think more than anything is that the more that we give up territory and the more that we acquiesce to the radical left, there just won't be anything left fighting for in the end.
it's not just the radical left, Sydney, it's the radical right. The radical right and the radical left are ruining politics for everyone.
I hate to say it, but I really think that she touched on a subject that a lot of people don't consider. Territory.
Yeah?
Physical possession. What in the fuck good is that gonna do you when you pass on from this world? Can you take all that shit with you?
Right.
Fuck no, you can't. The only thing I can do is leave it behind. And the stuff I leave behind is what people are gonna fight over. Doesn't matter if they're black, white, Mexican, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's gonna fight over something. A physical, material possession. And by that time, I'll be sitting in the astral plane laughing at all of you idiots. Having a good time.
Well, you know, to be fair, there's a lot of things to fight for, and if your race faces oppression, wouldn't you want to fight for it?
The only thing I want to fight for is freedom of life.
Yeah, freedom of life.
That's the only thing I should fight for.
Power to the people, freedom of life.
It's like watching my daughter, my oldest daughter, on a ventilator, being fed through a fucking tube. That's the kind of shit I want to fight for.
Exactly.
No parent should ever have to bury their child. Or wonder if their child's gonna make it.
Right.
Life is a sovereign right of every human. And we should do our best to nurture, cherish, and uphold that right. I donate to charities for cancer. I'm sorry, but in November, you won't see me shave. You'll
Right.
see me wear pink all month. My mom died from breast cancer. She gave me life.
Oh.
And I have 2 little girls of my own. If they ever got that shit, you know I'd be there in a fucking second. And I wouldn't leave until they was ready for me to leave. life. If we don't make our lives better for everyone, it just continue to fucking happen. And if we do not cherish life, then we do not deserve it.
Plain and simple. Hoo-wee.
Sorry, I got a little...
So go vote in November, for example. Start speaking up. Tell your employer to go and get nicked when they try to make you do inclusion training. Start standing up for yourself and stop being a doormat for the radical left. Take a stand. Because honestly, enough is enough.
You're right. Enough is enough. Don't let the radical left push you around. Don't let the radical right push you around.
Okay, here's a logical point I want to point out. How do you think we are not living in an authoritarian government? I mean, I hate to say it, Sidney Watson, but read between the lines. We are in an authoritarian world government. It's all happening, whether you see it or not.
Yeah?
Look at the fingers, look beyond the fingers.
Look at the politician, look beyond the politician. Exactly.
There's always a fucking head behind the body.
Mm-hmm.
And if nothing else, we should be fighting for our values. So that is all from me, beautiful people, and I will be seeing you in the next video.
Okay. We should fight for our values, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I fight for my values peacefully through the system
Right.
that we together have made. Alright?
Right.
I do what I do, and I still don't do any of the crap that's complained about on social media, the news, whatever. I'm myself. And I will continue to be myself until the day I die and after that.
Right.
Because when you're all being stupid, still doing the same shit, and World War III happens, I'm gonna be sitting there going, kids, grandkids, whatever, I feel sorry for you, but keep pushing on.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna sit up here and laugh at you idiots. Because you ain't changing a damn thing.
You'll bitch about it, but you won't change the outcome. Precisely. That's actually so fucking true. It
Until
hurts.
the Homo sapien race or species is united against a common threat, we're going to continue to squabble with each other because that is genetic programming.
Pretty much. Anyways, YouTube, thank you for watching this video response. Hopefully this changes things. I'll catch you later. Subscribe for more Red Pill content.